We are moving on to the important topic, which is surgical pathology. This is very important and you can really expect questions from this section. What is a surgical pathology? You all know a surgery is being done, and after the surgery what happened? The specimen will go to the pathology department, and from the pathologist you will get the result what exactly is the final diagnosis. The surgeon is given the credit for performing the surgery, and the anesthesiologist is given the credit for making the patient under the influence of anesthesia. We calculate the anesthesia time, and then the base unit, time unit, modifying factors like the qualifying circumstances and all that. Accordingly, anesthesiologist is paid. Surgeon is being paid for all the procedures that he does. Now, how about the pathologist? So, a pathologist should also be credited for the work, because we all know what a pathologist does. He just gets a sample of the specimen and he is going to do a gross examination of that sample. Say for example, uterus is being sent to the pathologist where the patient is undergoing hysterectomy. So what happens? They are going to remove the hysterus, that is a uterus, and it goes to the pathologist. Now the pathologist will look into the uterus and see, is there any abnormality? What is the appearance of it? What is the thickness of it? So what is the consistency of it? So that he is going to do via what is the size and shape of it. So that is, or the weight of it. So that is going to be the gross appearance of the uterus. Next, what he is going to do? He is going to do several lab tests. Say the commonest thing would be a staining. That is a hematoxylin and eosin staining. H&E staining is a commonest microbiological technique that we do, right? Staining technique. Then he might do a gram staining. He would be doing certain tests to see if there is any microorganisms in it. Or then he would be adding some chemical substances and see whether there is any presence of chemical substance, particular chemical substance. And then he can also do kind of immunostains. He can add some antibodies to the specimen or to the blocks, and then he can see. Before that, what he has to do is, before he is going to do those staining techniques, he will have to do a procedure called as decalcification. What is that process? It's nothing but the removal of the deposits of calcium, because as it degenerates, as we grow, what happens? Degeneration sets in, the tissues become calcified. So the physician does a procedure called decalcification. You can code as many number of decalcification according to the specimen where they have doing the decalcification. You can report as many times. The code is 88311. According to the blocks, you can report as many times.